count for nothing today.
David Jenkins is the referee, Jerry, is he?
Yeah, David Jenkins.
And St Martin's are attacking the Clonard. Jamie Carty, lovely ball up into the corner, searching ball, and of course they'll be looking to Kieran Ling and Chicken Redmond, who both are very good. That's Kieran Redmond, but I don't think anybody calls him Kieran anymore. And the ball is worked out to midfield to Dahi Waters. Dahi Waters swinging it over to the far side of the field, over towards full forward Kieran Ling. Kieran Ling taking it outside the 25 metres from the Clonard end. Lovely hand pass on to the on-running Kieran Redmond in the left corner forward position, off his left boot, well capable of scoring from there. And I think he has scored. It's a super point with the left foot, Billy Dodd. And I suppose if St James can keep Kieran Ling and Kieran Redmond and Dahi Waters quite, it's a tall ask, isn't it? They'll have a chance. Is that all, Billy?
That was a great start by St Martin's. You see Jamie Carty is lining out centre forward in place of Paddy Kelly. He's marking Graham Malloy and
the three big losses for St Martin's. I was saying to Jamie, Billy, your goalkeeper, Jack O'Connor, Paddy Kelly.
But so that's what the squad system is all about, and to have a young, fit, keen squad. And I see a few positional changes. Jake Furman is wing forward today as well, and Ryan Murphy is corner forward. So they're mixing it up a bit today, keep their opponents guessing.
It's a remarkable achievement for St James. Matthew Hanlon, of course, a talisman for them in midfield, but it's one St Martin's in their maroon colour, James in their white and little green band down around the back. Their manager is John Nolan, from formerly St Anne's in Dublin, played minor football with Dublin. He's vice principal in Adamstown Vocational College, and he's a very calm man on the sideline. That's one observation I've made, and St Martin's win a free in. So it's obviously to be nervous for St James at the start of a game, Billy.
I think both teams will be nervous because they're young, but I mean St James is their third year in a row being in a county final at the level they're playing at, so I don't think nerves will be a problem for them at all.
This is a chance for Kieran Ling to tease it up, although Kieran Redmond took the freeze before on a number of occasions before, and it is Kieran Redmond that is taking this one. It shows the value of two fellas with left boots that are able to take it. He's about 30 metres in, just 10 metres in from the sideline. That one is going to, Kieran Ling gets a fist on it, but it has gone out for the first wide of the game. The Tom Dodd Supplies Senior County Football Final. It's always a great occasion, and it's not the first one on a Saturday, Jerry.
No, we've had county finals before on a Saturday, Liam, but I suppose it's an unusual reason to have it on a Saturday, but it's a reason that we're all probably agree with, Liam, because most people want to see the rugby tomorrow. So there's a good crowd here. It hasn't affected the crowd too much, and there's a good crowd here, Liam.
2.5 minutes gone. St Martin's leading by 1 point. Matthew Hanlon grabbing the ball outside his own 50. Tried to put it on the ground, but it's knocked out by his marker, Jake Furman, knocking that one out over the line. So it'll be line ball to St James. They're attacking the Wexford town side. Brendan Doyle, their most experienced player, played in 2002 when these two teams met in the intermediate county final, with St James winning that day. They stayed senior for 2 years. In fact, they've only been ever senior as a club for 3 years. And there's a lovely ball inside, and Adam Pearl, one of their bright sparks, and Willie Devrick's standing up, but he managed to get the football away. Bright sunshine back out to centre forward Kevin O'Grady. Dangerous man Kevin loses the ball, and eventually St Martin's win the ball back. Dahi Waters there, Kevin O'Grady, and there's a little bit Stephen Murphy getting in, and wouldn't be the first time to Stephen be in the wars, but Stephen and Kevin O'Grady, little bit of an altercation, but nothing really to worry about. Dahi Waters with the ball swings across to the man of the match in the county final when they won it in 2013, Dahi Hayes. Dahi working the ball back into right corner back Harry O'Connor. Harry O'Connor laying it up the line to Dahi Waters again in midfield, having a major influence at starting this game to Stephen Murphy, his Tipperary native, his midfield partner. Stephen turns his way from Kevin O'Grady and then again uses the ball well, hand passing the ball out to the left hand side of midfield to Jake Furman, attacking the Clonard end, and Furman going to take on his marker, but he's well held up in fairness. Graham Malloy, an experienced man on him, and Dahi Waters has it back. Dahi's handled the ball more than anybody, I think, in this opening 4 minutes, and he leaves it off, and a lovely pass inside. Jake Furman has it again, looking for a runner inside, but keeps the football. He's outside the 45, then swings it with his left boot over to the far side, looking for Kieran Ling. Kieran Ling touches now with his left hand down to his left corner forward, Kieran Redmond has it very close to the sideline, the far side to Kieran Ling travelling in for the right. Little bit of space is open up from him. He's going in for a very tight angle, however, on his left, gets it in around the area. The goalkeeper comes out, John Ryan does well, and John Ryan hand passing it off. The two Barons there, the two brothers Paul and Jason in the full back line, and Robbie at centre back, so you wouldn't want to fall out with the Barons today. They move the ball down through Brendan Doyle, plays that kind of roaming role out of midfield. A lot of mileage in Brendan's legs, and he was a great old servant for Wexford too over the years. We played 5 minutes in the opening half of this football county final. St Martin's leading 1 point to no score, and I know that there are loads of people all over the place and the world today listening to us. John Crosby is in Abu Dhabi and he's listening today, couldn't get home. Owler 2 points, Ratmuir 2-2 after just 8 minutes in the senior camogie final, and that would be a major surprise, Jerry, and that's gone another wide while I was giving out that.
Yeah, Dahi Waters, in fairness to St. James' defence are very tight so far on both Kieran Ling and Cheeky Redmond. They had no room to pass the ball there, so Dahi Waters took the shot from about 40 metres out and went wide. So good defensive work from St. James so far. And 1 point, no score in favour of the Martins.
Tomas Codd down there, manager with a baseball cap. There's a familiar sound. He was with Liam Dunn for 3 years as a senior hurling selector. Of course, they have the same management team, which works well. Tomas says it's the only way to do it because you can work out the training. St. Martin spilling the ball around midfield. Robbie Byrne getting in, putting pressure on. And we will be going to Stellis in at halfway through this half just to get an update from the senior camogie final in Belfield today. And it's the All-Ireland champions. Kieran Ling has it on his left boot. Has he allowed for the win? Of course he's allowed for the win, hasn't he, Shamey?
Yeah, it makes it, when he does it, makes it look very easy, you know, like it's on his, supposedly on his wrong side, you know, turned on left foot, and he just, you know, it just makes it look very, very easy.
He still has an ongoing groin problem, and he's doing his final exams in accountancy next year, so I'm not sure. There's a lot of people. He's certainly been a very good hurler this year as well, so be interesting to see what he will do. Dahi Waters winning the ball easily, hitting it up into the corner up towards Kieran Ling, leaving it said to Kieran Redmond. Back out to Jake Furman, lovely ball inside, a little bit of space is open, and there's a loose man inside. If he can find him, they have a chance here. Oh, it was good defending by the goalkeeper John Ryan, because running in on it was Rory O'Connor. Coming in on it, and if he had got a touch, it could have been a goal, Billy.
Yeah, it was a good idea. Jamie Carty just played the ball a bit too low. It was down near his ankles really, and Rory couldn't reach it. But a goal chance.
Martin's made a better start though, Billy. They're leading 2 points and no score. 7 minutes gone.
Yeah, well, St. James haven't had a shot on goal yet. They can't get the ball past midfield at the moment, but it's early days yet. They'll take a while to settle.
I'm sure David Powers here today having a spot and see can he get new talent, Jamie?
I'm sure.
Senior football manager. And the ball is with St. Martin's. Again, it's Dahi Waters. He certainly has been on the ball more than anybody in this game so far. The Kieran Ling, two dangerous men. Kieran shows and then goes the other way. Kicks a superb ball with his left boot. Has it curled? No, it hasn't curled in this time. So that will register as the fourth wide for St. Martin's. They're leading by 2 points and no score, and they've definitely made a better start in this game, Jamie. They look much more confident. They're moving the ball well, and they have the experience of Dahi and Kieran Ling then showing inside for it.
They've actually owned the ball really for the first 7 or 8 minutes there, you know. James are finding how to get their hands on it.
And the kick out landing in midfield again, and it's picked up this time Jake Furman, hand passing it out to the far side to Jamie Carty. Jamie Carty laying it off to galloping up the field, and Cottage fouled the ball. One of the young players, Aaron Maddock, who was a fine footballer indeed, and I think he's on the radar. David Power, is he?
I think he is, yeah. Like many more, I'm sure.
Congratulations to Gorey, incidentally, in Aviana, back in senior after 14 years. Remarkable. They have a lot of good young players. Conor Mack scoring 1-5 today. St. James.
The last time they were senior, they won the intermediate title. Billy Walsh trained them.
Billy Walsh trained him. He didn't train him this time though. He was busy this week. Matthew O'Hanlon making a lot of progress, getting by Stephen Murphy, the two number 9s, and he's fouled eventually by Stephen Murphy. And I suppose from St. James's point of view, they'll want to see Matthew on the ball quite a lot, Billy, won't, and driving forward like that, which he's done all year.
Of course, he's been a mainstay of the team, and they just, especially now at the start of the game, they need more of that. Just Matthew, Graham and Bocky to get on the ball more and run at St. Martin's and, you know, ask questions of their defence.
Absolutely, and it's Kevin O'Grady taking this. He's starting a new job very soon in Dan Owen in Wexford. Takes it short, goes short, maybe the wind into it, and then exchange passes between himself and Brian Malloy, and the ball back out the field. However, good defence from St. Martin's, and back there defending and helping his defence is Aaron Maddock, who's played minor for Wexford, is hurling and football. He's a very good player. Then St. Martin's moving briskly. They're playing with a great confidence this year, St. Martin's, both hurling and football. And it's with the right cornerback, Harry O'Connor. Very impressed with him in the last couple of games. Out with Kieran Ling, tight angle over in the right corner forward position, taking on his marker, and the marker brought him down. I'd have done the same, Billy, to be fair. He just got him on the grab. Is it a yellow card?
No, I don't think so. No, he was stretching him.
Is it a black card?
No, I don't think it was a deliberate pull down. No. You just get a tick for that one, I think.
Yeah, well, of course, we're lucky now, Shammy. We're having an accomplished referee as well as an accomplished footballer.
We have a referee.
Yeah, we have a referee.
Yeah.
Anyway, so does that mean I'll have to?
Yeah, the two teams are lucky that I'm up here. Really, I'd say they're glad.
I didn't want to say that. 10 minutes gone. A chance for St. Martin's to go 3 points in front. Rory Murphy is robbing the cakes over there on us at half time, lads. Somebody stop him. And this is a chance for Kieran Redmond. Tight angle, mind you. He's about 15 metres in from the far sideline. And between the 13 and the 21. And kicks it well, but no. Tail wide. Was a tight angle. 2 points to no score. 10.5 minutes. And we'll go to Stella Sinnott now, who's in Belfield. Stella's watching Owl at the Ballock and Rathnure in the senior camogie final. And Stella, a bit of a shock maybe on hand, is there?
Liam, Rathnure got off to a flyer of a start. We had a point after a minute from Ciara O'Connor, and then Stacey Keogh tied it up with a point from play. But after that, Rathnure were awarded a penalty. Ciara O'Connor was fouled, and Jackie Quigley made she didn't make any mistake and put it into the back of the net. A minute later, then Olivia Hearn got on the end of a ball and put the ball in the net for Rathnure again. But Owlert are starting to rally now, and there's only 2 points in it at the minute. It's 6 points to 2-2.
What kind of a game is it, Stella?
It's very tight, very close. There's nothing been won. You know, it's taking everything to actually get a ball. It's very, very tight. Rathnure are really putting it up to the All Ireland champions Owlert in this county final. But I would lining up Liam to be a real cracker of a game.
Great, Stella. We'll talk to you later. So
okay.
We've just seen the first point in the opening score from Adam Parle, who has really impressed me, Billy, this year, Adam Parle.
Yeah, and he went over to his wrong side, Liam, over to the left-hand side, looking for space and looking for the ball.
It was a great pass from Matthew Hanlon as well.
And he made space and left-footed over on the far left-hand side. A great score and a nice confidence booster for the St. James.
2 points to 1, so still all to play for. The kick out coming from a man who mightn't have thought he'd be in the goal, Nicky Green, but it's won by Matthew Hanlon, driving through midfield, wearing his green and white jersey, wearing number 9 on the back of it. Back out to Kevin O'Grady. Kevin was going to pull the trigger, but then he takes on his marker, driving at the heart of the defence, exchanges passes with Daniel Keating. Keating holding up the ball and moving it out with Shane Murphy out to the far side, and back to Adam Parle. And to Brian Malloy. Brian Malloy's put it over so suddenly. 2 quick points from Brian Malloy. And it is Brian Malloy, isn't it, Jerry? And Adam Parle so suddenly decides they're level, Jamie.
Yeah, James have settled. It just took them 7 or 8 minutes to get their hands on the ball, but they've had 2 good attacks there now, and they've scored it twice. So the game has kind of settled down a bit now.
Yeah, and the kick out coming from the young man Nicky Green is in the goal today, not getting great distance because he's hitting it into the wind. It's well kept in play. Brendan Doyle has it very close to the sideline, decides to go long into the corner, the ball hopping over, and it's with Shane Murphy working, leaving to the cornerback. Mark Maloney does well, but Mark Maloney loses. Kevin O'Grady cutting in from the right. Jake Furman did well. Kevin O'Grady lost possession of the ball bombing around the place. The referee, and great defending from Jake Furman, cutting across in front of his goal, leaving it off. Good hand passing, getting themselves out of trouble, St. Martin's, and eventually it ends up in the hands of Ryan Murphy. Ryan Murphy back to cornerback Mark Maloney. Mark Maloney swinging it out to Willie Devericks. Willie Devericks right in front of his goalkeeper, coming up to the 13-metre line. Pass was a bit dodgy, but it really had to work for it. Rory O'Connor and did well, and then St. Martin's coming speed up the field. It's with Harry O'Connor, the right back. Harry O'Connor passing it back. Good work from the man who started, Rory O'Connor, and the ball worked up the field. And moving it at pace, coming forward, St. Martin's, and again it's with Stephen Murphy. There's 4 St. James player around him, but he manages to weave his way and find a bit of space. Lost possession of the ball. And the ball worked out to Matthew Hanlon. Brendan Doyle has it, short of his own midfield, kicks it down towards the Wexford town side, over towards Kevin O'Grady, finding a bit of space, faced by Harry O'Connor, takes on Harry O'Connor, but Harry holds his position well and really defended very well. He's a young man that's really caught my eye, Harry O'Connor, this year. He's been outstanding, and the ball worked back out the field, and it's with the Martin's coming forward with their maroon jersey, driving up the field again, and it's lovely pass on to Dahi Hayes, galloping inside the 45, off his left boot into the left corner to Kieran Ling. Kieran Ling working and trying to work himself into a shooting position. He has. He's going to drop short. Danger here. Oh, the goalkeeper almost getting in on it was Jamie Cardy, but the goalkeeper held his nerve and more importantly held the ball, John Ryan, out to Brendan Doyle, attacking down the goal on the right. John Nolan, the manager of St. James, will be happy. 2 points apiece. What a day for them to come right up from the intermediate ranks to go straight into a senior final. And he's brought a calmness about their playing as Brendan Doyle knocking it down to their midfielder Graham Malloy. Graham Malloy hasn't seen much of the ball yet. Graham has to hop the ball. He has to play with it. He manages to get it back to his cornerback, Paul Barn, switching it back inside. And it's with Brendan Doyle. Brendan Doyle in front of his own goal, switching it across. Patient build up from the back for St. James, where maybe it's more that St. Martin's Road let them out, but eventually they get outside their own 50 with Matthew O'Hanlon. Matthew hops at once and then swings it with the right boot down into the corner, looking for Shane Murphy. Takes it very well. Little nudge in the back, but he manages to keep it in play. And there was a push in the back. He takes it very quickly inside Adam Parr. The man who scored the opening point. Swinging around, wearing number 10. He's a very good player. Short cropped hair. Slips on the ground, but keeps his position and keeps his composure. Shane Murphy boxing the ball back out. It's with the right wing back Daniel Keating. He's inside the St. Martin's half. Back to Matthew O'Hanlon outside the 50. Matthew hops the ball, then solos once, looking for some help. He gets help out here on the right from the cornerback Greg Doyle. Greg Doyle, steady build up again. Brendan Doyle has it. He's just inside the St. Martin's half, then injects a little bit of pace, buys himself some acreage, and it's with the Greg Doyle. Greg Doyle hops it, gives it to the centre back Robbie Byrne. Robbie Byrne swinging back out. Robbie is teaching in Good Counsel College at the moment, the secondary school teacher, and then he gets a pass back. Robbie Byrne attacking the heart of the defence, driving forward, going forward, and was he fouled? He was fouled. Good positive run from Robbie Byrne, Jamie, and a good piece of football from St. James.
Yeah, very, very patient. You're always afraid that will break down when you do too much of that. But in fairness, they held onto the ball and worked it forward well. And now they've got themselves a free in the scoring position for Matthew O'Hanlon. But very, very calm, very reassured on the ball.
We're here in association with Stafford Smokeless Fuels, best product at best prices. Tom Doyle supplies tiles and bathrooms. Come on, and Mr. Oil Adamstown, your local oil distributor for all of County Wexford. They're our sponsors for today's commentary. It's a lovely sunny day here in Innovate Wexford Park. A little bit chilly maybe, and the kick from Matthew O'Hanlon, no, he didn't connect on that at all. Didn't get a proper connection on that at all, Billy. But 2 points apiece, a very close match, and a good contest.
Yeah, and I think St. James will actually be the happier team at this moment, because St. Martin's have had 5 wides, and St. James have had 1. And the
strong breeze there, Billy, isn't there?
It is. It's just that free showed that Matthew had a bit of trouble kind of directing that ball. So it's a well balanced game.
The short kick out from goalie Nicky Green, and it's with Mark Maloney. Mark Maloney, very experienced player. Mark has been an ever-present in this team, although he's only 24 years of age. As he says himself, he's follically challenged. And the young man over on the far side driving forward, Harry O'Connor, he's only 19 years of age, and of course he's a real talent, student in UCD. And the ball up to the corner. St. Martin's again. It's with Kieran Ling. Got a little push, did he, when the ball... He might have been fouled, I thought, when he kicked the ball. Kieran agrees with me, but the referee, David Jenkins, doesn't agree, as the ball is worked down the field with St. James, and the contrasting colours, the maroon of St. Martin's and the green and white of St. James Ramsgrange, with Brendan Doyle. Brendan losing possession, but a little pull on him. Well, Brendan wins it. He's playing that kind of deep role, Shamey, playing it very well, isn't he, Brendan Doyle? Kind of a sweeper role in front of the half-back line and midfield, sweeping around that area.
Yeah, and I think it was very noticeable in the second 10 minutes of this game that they kept the ball away from in the midfield area. So Dai Waters, who was dominant in the first 7 or 8 minutes, hasn't been in it for the last 10 minutes.
Brian Malloy driving forward, giving off to Kevin O'Grady. Definitely got a push in the back that time, not spotted by the referee. He still has possession, and he's one player I suppose St. Martin's will have a earmark to keep an eye on, and it's Matthew O'Hanlon. He's inside the 45, runs into a little bit of traffic and maybe overcarried the ball. He needed a little bit of help, and he ran into a little bit of bother and a little bit of traffic and had to concede a turnover, which resulted in a free. The ball worked up the field. As I say, Nicky Green is only 18, the young chap in goal, making his debut there today in the championship instead of Tomas Hayes, who is injured, and Jack O'Connor of course is missing as well from the St. Martin's team, as is Paddy Kelly, who got suspended after the semi-final. Kieran Ling chasing after this ball into the left corner. Does really well, using his soccer skills, and then throws it past the fullback Jason Byrne. But Jason Byrne eventually had the foul. It was super skill from Kieran Ling, wasn't it? Super skill, Billy, wasn't it?
Great bit of skill and cuteness to draw the free that time, I think, Liam.
Well, you wouldn't. It's hard to say. You can see these things up here, Billy. You should be wired to the referee.
I'm wired for full stop for that.
Well, there we are, 2 points apiece, 20 minutes played. Low scoring game, Jerry, but it's entertaining.
Yeah, a lot of players back behind the ball for both sides, Liam. And but in fairness, I have to say the St. Helens defence are doing well, and the two danger men inside for the Martins, Kieran Redmond and Kieran Ling. But this is a ball.
Dangerous high ball into the area, knocked down, somebody getting a fist on it. Matthew Hanlon back there. Matthew passing it back to his left cornerback, Greg Doyle, working down the field and hand passing it off. In fact, it's David Doyle and the two Doyles, and they're trying to get out of their defensive position. It's with Paul Byrne. Paul Byrne swinging it back to his fullback and brother Jason Byrne. Jason hops at once. A little bit of space has opened up for Jason. He's made good progress. He's made 40 metres, and there's a foul off the ball here. Aaron Maddock, is it? It's not Aaron Maddock. It is Aaron Maddock. And the referee takes note of it. And I think the two of them ran into one another, to be honest. Jerry, did they?
I thought about a whistle blew there. I thought there was a serious offence there for a while there, but he didn't even block anyone. So 2 points apiece, team. 21 minutes gone.
Ball worked down on the far side. Matthew Hanlon has it. He's had a bit more influence on the game in the last 10 minutes. I'm passing it off to Brendan Doyle. Brendan Doyle keeping that role. There's, as I said, Brendan's plenty mileage in the legs. He was in the 2002 team that last played in an intermediate final against St. Martins. Of course, it's not the last intermediate final they played. They beat Glenbarntown, and congratulations to beat Glenbarntown last year extra time. Congratulations to Glenbarntown. They made no mistake last night, even though they're down to 14 men for most of the game. That's a loose ball. St. Martin's coming forward, 2 points apiece, and it's with Jake Furman swinging across to the far side. Lovely ball to Kieran Ling, going to take on his marker. Surely the fullback. He's found a little bit of space. He's found the accuracy to kick over his second point and his team's third point. And he just looks class apart, doesn't he, when he gets the football?
When he gets in front of goal like that, like 9 times out of 10 he's going to score, you know. And it's about, if you're the Martins, they're trying to get the ball into him as much as they can, you know, because every time he gets the ball he's dangerous, you know, and it creates a lot of havoc in there.
His sports heroes, Muhammad Ali, by the way. The ball landing out around the area, and it's with Matthew Hanlon. The ball spilling out of his hand, but Brendan Doyle is there to pick it up. And then attacking down the far side, it's David Doyle, gone past midfield. Decent crowd here as well in the sunshine, although it's a little bit breezy up where we are. Brendan Doyle off his right boot down into the corner, getting a fist on it over Adam Farrell, chasing after. Does really well, Adam Farrell. There's a boot gone flying. I think it's off Adam Farrell. He's one barefoot. It's gone out for a 45. Adam Farrell. The boot went flying, but he put enough pressure on the St. Martin's full back line to win a 45.
Yeah, he's actually lively. You know, he's got the first score there, and like he's on. Every ball comes in there, and he looks. You know, I think he's a pretty young guy. I think he's on 21, is he?
He is, yeah. He's a good guy, and Brendan Doyle has had quite a good first half. He's an engineer in a company called Advantage in Waterford. Brendan was a great servant for Wexford senior football for a number of years, and the ball worked inside. Superb catch inside for Stephen Murphy, the midfielder back there with the sun in his eyes. He did really well, and then won a free. They take it quickly. Mark Maloney, coming out past his own 20-metre line, back to Willie Devricks, his captain. Willie using the hand pass to good effect to his right wing back Harry O'Connor, driving up the field. An accomplished footballer. That's a poor pass given away to Brendan Doyle. In fact, it was Jake Furman. Brendan Doyle hand passing back to Matthew O'Hanlon. Matthew O'Hanlon looking at his options like the conductor, seeing what's in front of him, and then he runs into a little bit of problem, and eventually was fouled, and softish kind of a free, Billy.
I thought it was a free, Liam.
Okay, you're the referee. I'm not. When Dodd is with us, we can't argue about referees anymore.
No, I think in fairness, the referee was given an advantage and he didn't get it, so they blew it back. Yes, so no arguments there, Liam.
Isn't it fantastic to have somebody with refereeing knowledge and experience here? That's what we've been missing in the commentary.
He's an expert like me. You just don't agree. You just disagree with referees, full stop. We're here to put you in place.
Yeah, I see Joe Kelly down there looking after us as well. I better not say too much about them. And this is a chance for Matthew O'Hanlon. The last one wasn't so good. strikes this one much, much better and strikes it really well. A beautiful strike of the football, Jamie. Beautiful strike for a 45 to put it over. He really has a superb strike on the ball.
Yeah, the first screw probably didn't connect the way he'd like, but hit that one really well.
So the Duncannon, Arthurstown, Ramsgrange, Ballyhale, Craw, Nor, St. Patrick's, The Point, Killesk. There's a lot of wonderful areas in that parish, and it's a big day for them. And the ball box down the side. Robbie Byrne leaving it instead to Brendan Doyle. Brendan Doyle has seen a lot of the football in this opening half. It's with Robbie Byrne, hand passing it off to Kevin O'Grady. Kevin O'Grady takes it, picks it up on the run. Galloping, we know how fast he is, cutting in from the right, but then has to check and come back out the field. Back out to the number 4 behind him, Greg Doyle. Greg Doyle getting a pass back from Brian Malloy, cutting it very close to the sideline. And making a little bit of space, then kicks a very high, dangerous ball inside. Danger here. Adam Parle caught it very well, falling on the ground, tricking his way around, kicks it off his right boot, but he was fouled. Yeah.
And an argument.
Very impressive footballer, isn't he?
He is a great scorer, and one of the St. Martin's defenders argued with the referee, and it's a free straight in front of the goal, so it's a guaranteed point from the 13-metre line. But he is very impressive.
Was it a free, Billy?
Liam, don't ask me every time now, okay? It's not funny anymore. But St. James isolated him that time and trusted him and hit the ball in, and he won it well. So it's a good score.
Absolutely. Well, 3 points apiece, and we're getting a chance here for the 4th point to put St. James in front for the first time, Jerry.
Yeah, first time.
Kevin O'Grady with his left boot right in front of the goal from the 30-metre line free.
Yeah, very impressed with the St. James' work rate so far, Liam. They're giving the St. Martin's forwards very little space, and even the St. James forwards are coming back with the St. Martin's players. But it's the point, please. But what we wanted was a close game, Liam, and we're getting that.
Absolutely. 27 minutes gone. Let's go to Belfield and Stella's in. It must be half time in the Camogie, Stella.
There's 2 minutes left here, Liam. There's been a little bit of injury time, so there's probably the guts of 4 minutes left. But the score at the minute is 9 points to Owlert and Rathnure 2-5. Owlert are rallying. I would have to say they are playing against quite a wind here in Belfield. But there's 2 points in the game, 9 points to 2-5.
Thanks indeed, Stella. We'll talk to you later on. It's Martin's 3 points, St. James 4 points here. Thanks indeed, Stella. So a tight game in Belfield. And this is a chance. Kieran Redmond, was he pulled? I thought he was fouled, but the referee played advantage. Worked back out the field, back out to Jamie Carty. He has a good left foot, but not good that time. He was a little bit too casual. Might have gone for the point himself. He is very young, Jamie. He's only 19, I think, Billy, is he?
Yeah, and Kieran Redmond seemed to...
Kieran Redmond's down, yeah.
Yeah, he hurt his knee that time. Yeah, Jamie's only 19.
Yeah, and the ball worked down the field by Matt O'Hanlon. A good kick down the field down towards Kevin O'Grady. Will he keep it in? He did well to keep it in. Very close to the line. And I think he might have been injured that time. Harry O'Connor, Jack's brother. Young man. And that ball is Kevin O'Grady very close to the line. It'll be a yellow card anyway, won't it, Jamie?
Yeah, it'll be certainly yellow.
Right down in front of us. And there's a little bit of a concern about Kevin O'Grady.
Yeah, he got an open. He was just the ball came to the line. He puts it on, and either Martin's guy either going to let him move on or take him out, and he took the second option. Yeah. He couldn't really pull out, but really.
Okay, Matthew O'Hanlon takes it. Yellow card then for Harry O'Connor. And it's Matthew O'Hanlon right on the 45-metre line on the stand side down in front of us. We've 28 minutes playing in the opening half. Graham Malloy has it. Graham has been quiet in this game, in actual fact. And Jamie Carty doing well, but Graham got it on the ground down into the corner. Towards Adam Farrell. He looked to be a push on the back from Willie Devricks, and Adam Parle is a real live wire and causing problems for that defence, Jerry.
Yeah, but see, he didn't look like he was going to get the ball, but how he wonderfully was getting it first to the ball, and then Willie Devricks ran into the back of him. So Adam Parle's work rate again won him that three.
Tremendous young man, Adam Parle, and he's really caught the eye this year. There's no question about it. And Adam is just 21 years of age. He's still a student. And that's a superb kick from Kevin O'Grady into the wind, 3 metres infield, and that's a really, really good score from Kevin O'Grady. So that's his second point, 2 from place balls, and the young pretenders to the throne are 2 points in front, 5-3, Billy.
That's a type of score that'll instill belief into your team, Liam, and that was a super score from almost on the sideline. 5 points to 3. What was he?
Joe Coleman looks like he's going to come in. 1 minute of additional time has been signalled. We still have 30 seconds of normal time. The ball out around midfield. Dahi Waters, who has been quiet for a while, but on the ball now. Lovely hand pass out here, but not read by Jake Furman. Jake Furman did well to get to Graham Malloy. It's touched on the ground, and it's with Jason Byrne, the centre back. Robbie Byrne it is. A very good player, Robbie Byrne. Back working the field to Brendan Doyle. Brendan Doyle in his 45 swings it with the right boot out to the far side of the field, and it's taken on the run. It's a good take, but losing possession and maybe taking his eye off it. Greg Doyle. Greg is one of the elder statesmen on the team. He's 33 years of age, a school teacher, and it's back out with Harry O'Connor. A dangerous ball in once over the bar. It's a very good score from Ryan Murphy, knocking that one over the bar. And the goalie had to be careful. It was one of those dropping ones, really. He just barely got a hand on it off the crossbar and over.
Yeah, and Kieran Ling was running in on it as well. But a worrying thing for St. Martin's, Dean, there were 2 points to nil up after 6 minutes, and it was 16 minutes before they got the next score. And now that's their 4th one now. So
5 points to 4, low scoring game, but it is interesting, Billy.
It is, and I like the way St. James are keeping possession of the ball.
That's a lovely fetch from the kick out from Jamie Carty. Leaving off working inside into the corners with Kieran Ling. Kieran Ling switching it back out to the young man who started. Whistle the ball, breaking free and driving forward, picking it up on the run, Joe O'Connor. Joe O'Connor driving forward, again still going, a lovely ball inside to Jamie Carty, but it's space. Jamie Carty surely pulled back, penalty surely, penalty. Graham Malloy pulled him back, and it is a penalty even though Graham protests. So what a start to the second half, Billy.
Yeah, I thought it was goal written all over it that time, because Jamie Carty has a record of scoring goals in finals. Dare I say it could be a black card because it was a deliberate pull down.
Right at the start, and driving forward, picking up the ball right from the throw in, Joe O'Connor attacked the heart of the defence and breaking through. Jamie Carty took the ball, and Graham Malloy pulled him back. Graham was protesting, but I don't think he could protest about that. He's looking to get a yellow card, I think.
Yeah,
could have been black.
Could have been, yeah, but I think not many. Ling doesn't miss many penalties.
It's John Ryan facing Kieran Ling. The 22-year-old goalkeeper, Kieran Ling, 4 steps, bang, back in the net. He just doesn't miss those, really.
No, great penalty. No hope for the keeper. Did pick the right side, but the pace of it and the height of it couldn't save it.
Some start for St. Martin's in the second half, Jerry.
Yeah, I reckon.
A great positive run from Joe O'Connor.
Yeah, I reckon the penalty came after 10 seconds then, but St. James were a bit asleep. Cause a bit of complacency sometimes can start in the second half, but Joe O'Connor wasn't complacent in him.
The 6'3" student, 18 years of age. Those O'Connors are big men. Matthew Hanlon has it, but there's still plenty of time for St. James to recover in this game, and the ball back in their own half for Daniel Keating. They have a good strong breeze behind them now in the second half. Matthew Hanlon has it back in his own half. Then he decides to take on his marker, Stephen Murphy. That's been a good battle between the two of them. Matthew pushes him out of the way. He needs support. He gives it back to centre back Robbie Byrne. Robbie is one of a host of Byrne brothers, and he's related to PJ Banville as well. PJ's late brother is Robbie's father. The ball over into the corner. That's a lovely ball for Adam Parle. Adam Parle is a real threat to Willie Devries. Take him on his left again. Kicks it very high. He was fouled after he kicked the ball, and another free given away. And Rory Quigley running on with water there. One of the mentors of the Mick Reid is running out on the field. And Tomas Cod and Rory McCarthy are just... Rory was up here with us watching the intermediate game, and he's just relaxed down there on the sideline having a chat with the linesman, and that's another careless free to give away.
Yeah, they seem to have held him off, but it was just a little bit late, I think, going in for the tackle. And
I suppose that's how St. James respond to this early goal now they've conceded, Jamie.
Yeah, well, they have a chance to get a score back straight away now, which is always a help, to settle them down again, but they're playing well enough not to let a goal upset him.
Kevin O'Grady standing with the ball in his hand is going to take it from the hand. 3 minutes exactly gone in the second half. Swings it over the bar. So that's the kind of response St. James's would have wanted, Billy, after conceding the penalty.
Yeah, of course. Yep, a good start to the second half. And they will have expect St. Martin's to come back at them, and I think it's going to be a tough, entertaining second half. Liam.
And the kick out coming 1-4 to 6 points. St. Martin's with that narrow 1 point lead, and the goalkeeper. A good kick from Nicky Green high up, and it's won by Brendan Doyle. Brendan Doyle off the right side of his boot in towards Adam Parle again. gets it very well. He's a good young man to fetch the ball. Solos into the corner, taking on his marker. Willie Dow's been a great battle. Willie wins this battle, however, and a hand pass it back to Moss Hayes, the centre back. Solos out and does well. It's Dahi Hayes, of course, and Dahi winning a free. He's a terrific competitor, Dahi Hayes. He was man of the match when they won the county final in 2013, Billy, and he's playing well today again. Dahi Waters off to his midfield partner, Stephen Murphy, back in his own half, using the hand fist pass to Aaron Maddock. Aaron Maddock taking the ball under control, giving it to Jake Furman. Jake Furman cutting in across the field, heading across towards midfield, keeps possession of the ball to Dahi Waters. Dahi Waters back to Jake Furman. He's gone past midfield now, checks and goes the other direction, giving it off to the man who created the penalty, Joe O'Connor, driving forward again. Really positive run from the youngster, but he loses possession. He was fouled, so good positive run again from young Joe O'Connor, who's really impressed in the start of the second half, Shamey.
Yeah, he travels very easily, covers the ground very, very fast, looks very comfortable on the ball, and start the second half, definitely caused the James some trouble when he runs at him.
Shanks Whelan is his great sporting hero.
Shanks paid him to say that, definitely.
I'm glad you said that, because Shanks will be getting on to me. And Kieran Ling doesn't miss. But it does, yes. Oh, he missed it, did he? I was writing it down, Jerry, so I didn't miss it.
No, you didn't look at the umpire's name, but
he missed it.
Yeah, you didn't look at him. It did swing a bit, all right, but I'm surprised at that bit. But it does show you there is a bit of a breeze there, Liam. So it's 1-4 to St. Martin's, 6 points to St. James's, 35 minutes gone.
The kick out coming into the win this time from John Ryan. Landing short in midfield. Picked up again by St. Martin's, driving forward. Lovely positive run from Rory O'Connor. Rory O'Connor to Dahi Waters. He's on the 20-metre line. Hand passing it back out to Kieran Ling. Kieran Redmond it is. And he's put it wide. Oh, that was close again. And that's 2 poor wides.
Yeah, that was it. Looked over from here, but they just didn't curl in enough. So it's still a point between the sides. 1-4 to the Martins, 6 points St. James's.
And it looks like Rathnure won the Camogie, which is a major surprise. Nobody expected that. We'll get Stella very shortly, and we'll have a word with her. The ball running around midfield. That's the news we're getting anyway, the information. And Matt O'Hanlon over into the corner. Kevin O'Grady. We need to get him on the ball quite a lot, St. James. That's a lovely accurate pass inside to the man who didn't score in the first half, Shane Murphy, and he hasn't scored in this half either. He kicked it rather hurriedly and put it wide. So shooting on both sides has been off, Billy.
Yeah, but it wasn't a bad effort, Liam. 2 or 3 good passes and he made space for himself, but he was closed down very quickly. But it was a scoring chance, but not a tricky enough one.
Quite a strong breeze here, lads.
Yeah, it's just, you see it blowing towards the Clonard end, so...
It's a funny game, Billy, in a way. When I say funny is not the word, it's kind of patterns. Both teams have their little areas of dominance.
Yeah, now Jamie Carty is playing very well today. As you've seen a good bit of the ball, and he's come out to midfield to win it.
Lovely ball down into the corner, down towards Kieran Redmond. Kieran Redmond, 30 metres out to Dahi Waters. Dahi Waters attacking, has possession of the ball. Good, well defended by St. James this time. And St. James come forward. And driving up the field is Robbie Barron, the centre back, doing well. Jamie Carty making it difficult to get past midfield. The ball handled on the ground. That'll be a free to St. Martin's, who want to take it quickly. And it's taken towards Stephen Murphy. Stephen Murphy to Kieran Ling. Kieran Ling inside the 45, using the hand pass on the far side. And then to Ryan Murphy. And Ryan Murphy leaving it off to Aaron Maddock. Bit of space open for Aaron Maddock. Getting inside, lost possession. Has it back out to Kieran Ling with the left foot. He hasn't missed this time, has he? It's Chicken Redmond, but he has missed. My oh my. 3 poor wides. Let's go to Stella Sinnott.
Hi Liam, yes, we're in Belfield here and it's 10 minutes gone in the second half and it looks like there could be a big shock on the cards here. Rathnure have scored 1-2 in the second half, others have scored nothing, so the scoreline at the minute leaves Rathnure 3 goals and 7 points to Oulart's 9 points.
Yeah, but I wouldn't write off Oulart yet, Stella, and I'm sure you won't
Not
either.
Not at all, no, they are battling, but at the minute Rathnure, I'd have to say they have the upper hand.
Well, that would be a major surprise. Well, we'll join Stella in about 10 minutes' time. Thanks for that, Stella. So the Camogie might have a shock, but there's still a long ways to go in that game. Coming forward, Kieran Ling again. 1-4 to 6 points here. Kieran Ling, lovely ball across the field. Chasing after it is Ryan Murphy. Ryan Murphy, good move from Ryan Murphy again. More positive outlook in the second half. And a dangerous ball inside. Oh, the pass was too far for Jamie Carty. Well read by Graham Malloy. A send James defended that really well. And they're coming forward off the field with Graham Malloy. Graham Malloy certainly seeing more of the ball. He was the pull back the player to give away the penalty, and it's with Kevin O'Grady back out in midfield. They need him near the goal, but he takes on his man. He's travelling at speed, the number 11 driving forward, still going, little bit of space for him off his right boot into the goalkeeper's hand, as it should have done better perhaps maybe, and goalkeeper Nicky Green. And a big day for that young man. I'm sure he didn't realise he'd be starting a county final, because Tomas Hayes is the ever present in the goal, but he's injured, and the 18-year-old gets his opportunity today. Mind you, he's 6'4", and that certainly helps when you're in the goal. Driving forward again, St. Martin's in the maroon jerseys with the Clonard end at their backs, and it's Dottie Hayes finding space, driving a ball inside a dangerous ball. Kieran Ling after the two James players there, and wide. Kieran was a little unlucky, just got a touch on it, and it'll register as a wide. And St. Martin's have really mounted up the wides, Jerry.
They have, yeah. That's 10 wides for St. Martin's team, and we've only had 2 wides since St. James's.
Will St. James be happy that they're only a point behind, Billy? Because, you know, St. Martin's certainly have more possession in the second half.
They will and they won't be. They won't be happy with the goal they gave away so quickly, the penalty at the first 10 seconds of the second half. But I mean, if you asked them before the game, would they be happy to be 1 point behind at this stage of the game? Certainly not. Or certainly would be. Sorry.
And that's Patrick O'Connor has come in, and he's the farmer. He's replaced Ryan Murphy. So another one of the O'Connors in, and this is danger again. Adam Parle at the other end. He spells danger every time, kicks the ball off his right boot, and that's a superb point. That is a really good score from young Parle. His second point from a very tight angle. If he hasn't been on David Powers, the senior footballer's radar, he certainly is now.
He has mentioned his name, so he has been watching him. I mean, but he's been one of the more outstanding players on the pitch so far today. His ability to win the ball is probably a very strong feature.
And he's quite tall too. He's 6 foot and a student, so he's done very well. St. James level now, 147 points. And the ball swung across from Matthew O'Hanlon to Brendan Doyle. Little bit of space for him on the right-hand side of midfield. Kicks it into the corner to the man we were mentioning a few minutes ago. Adam Parle taking on, cutting inside, finding a lot of space, and around the area as he lost possession, the ball gone out. The referee said he overcarried the ball, but he really is a threat every time he gets the ball. And Dottie Hayes did well that time, Billy.
Yeah, good defending there by Dottie. But it's, again, positive run, not afraid to take him on. It's the great play by Adam.
2 footballs on the pitch at the moment. There's one lying dormant near the goalkeeper there. And this line ball is to St. Martin's. Dottie Waters is going to take it. And the referee, he's telling the referee to pull on the jersey, John Nolan on the sideline. So it's with all the play for in this Tom Doyle Supplies senior football final, coming up to 12 minutes playing in the second half, and it's 1-4 points. Driving forward is Aaron Maddock, but losing possession. Good hounding. Matthew O'Hanlon back to his cornerback, who does well. Greg Doyle distributing off to Brendan Doyle. Brendan Doyle's been on a lot of ball, and a lovely ball running into space. Daniel Keating taking it, cutting in from the right hand side, going to take on the option, number 7 Jake Furman. Back out to the man wearing number 23, Shane Murphy. And Shane Murphy winning a free in. And after enjoying a purple patch at the start of the second half, the purple patch has suddenly swung to St. James, Shamey, the Ramsgrange men.
Yeah, I thought Ramsgrange, they haven't been overall. The start of the first 7 or 8 minutes, they found it hard to get their hands on the ball. But from then on, they've competed really, really well. And, at the minute, it's very hard to call.
Absolutely, really, really hard to call. And this one, Kevin O'Grady going to take it from the hand. He's outside the semicircle on the 20-metre line. Kicks in, and Kevin O'Grady has put it over the bar. And that one has gone over the bar from Kevin O'Grady. That's his 4th point. And suddenly St. James are back in front, Jerry.
Yeah, the deserves his low soul in back. Brendan Doyle's having a big impact on the game. He's winning an awful lot of ball and finding himself in space and setting up scores. So St. James has gone in front for the second time in the game now.
The kick out coming from Nicky Green. Good kick out, landing short of midfield off the hand of towards Stephen Murphy. Stephen Murphy laying it off to Jamie Carty, attacking down the left. He's inside the 45. The long stride of the youngster. Still going a long way. Goes for, he's put it wide. It was a terrific positive run by the youngster.
He's in 2 minds. He was going to kick it over the bar, and then he'd probably thought of a goal, and he got caught in between the two, and not the first guy to get caught that way. You know, but he's been on the ball a bit too. You know, he's playing a very influential part in the game. He's handled a lot of ball.
He's had a bit of injury this year too, Billy, hasn't he, Jamie?
He has, yeah, but he's just come right at the right time for the semi-final and finally.
Martin's coming forward again. Daithí Waters. Ball bouncing off the ground. He's unlucky. Matthew O'Hanlon then gives it away to Stephen Murphy. Stephen Murphy in the St. James half of the field, laying it off to Jake Fairman. Jake Fairman worming his way through, finding a little bit of space. Was going to pass it. Still has possession. Jumping up a little bit. Fairman. A chance here, surely. Oh, brilliant save for the goalkeeper. Just went wide. Fantastic save for the goalkeeper, but surely a 45. It's surely a 45. Weaving his way inside. Patrick O'Connor has just come on, weaving his way inside, and the goalkeeper John Ride made a brilliant save. Billy.
It was a super save, really, and I think the ball came back off the goalkeeper and hit the St. Martin's man again. That's what the umpire is telling the referee, and it is a kick out.
Yep. Okay, and there's no dispute about it from the St. Martin's team, in fairness.
Oh, no, in fairness to him. But it was a great save. Goalkeeper John Ryan, who was just being informed, is the great Paddy Wickham's grandson.
Well, there you are. The great Paddy Wickham, our travelling partner.
At the Hawthorns, it's
in the league games. And the kick out coming with a cap in his eye. Goalkeeper did brilliantly that time, Jerry.
Well, as I say, he stayed big, Liam, and made that target small for Patrick O'Connor.
The primary school teacher John Ryan did well. And the ball coming forward again. It's St. James ball over chasing after Graham Malloy. He does keep it in. Very tight to the corner. Made a lot of ground. And from a very tight angle, Graham Malloy scored a great point. A superb point from Graham Malloy. A really tight angle. Another player would have given up on that long ball from Brendan Doyle, wouldn't he?
Myself and Shane, we were just saying, God, he made up some ground that time. Like the Adam Parr point in the first half, that's a point that'll give your team confidence and drive you on. And you know they're in the lead by 2 points and they're playing really well. Championship within grasp for them.
That was a super kick from Graham Malloy. He was very close to the sideline, between the 13 metre and the end line, and St. James win a free in, and it's all going well for St. James.
Yeah, they're doing all that could be asked of them. I mean, halfway through the second half, they're 2 points up, and full value for it. You know, I know it's a long way to go, and
an impressive performance from John Nolan, wouldn't it? Manager in for the first time with a group of players that might show his pedigree and maybe the benefit he might be to Wexford football, because he is vice principal in Adamstown Vocation. I don't think he has any intention of storing anywhere.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean,
very calm on the sideline, isn't he?
Yeah, but to win an intermediate final and to come straight up to a senior final and be very competitive in it, I mean, it's a fair achievement.
Another change on the St. Martin's team. Kieran Redmond is coming off, and he's being replaced by Joe Coleman. Joe's another fine, big athlete, young athlete, Billy, and of course on the Wexford minor hurling team this year.
Yeah, an excellent player, and you know he won't weaken the St. Martin's team, but they need a few leaders now to try and get a few scores. They've had a couple of attacks, didn't get the points they needed, and now they're under a bit of pressure.
Joe's a trainee electrician, and Matthew O'Hanlon going to kick this one. He's probably 55 metres out, kicks it very well. Dangerous one going to land in the area, and back there Stephen Murphy does well, and then loses possession, and it's back out towards St. Martin. Joe O'Connor doing well to get themselves out, and Stephen Murphy again, injection of pace, and they come away outside their own 20 metre line. But it's again St. James have made it difficult for them, but they win a free. They win a free, St. Martin's, to relieve their lines. They take it quickly, obviously. There's a little bit of urgency about them now. 1-4 to 9 points. St. Martin's leading. We played almost 18 minutes. Or St. James are leading, sorry. We've almost 18 minutes played in the second half. And it's Dottie Hayes working back the field to Daithí Waters. Daithí Waters driving forward, kicking it off his left boot. He's predominantly left-sided. And it's with Stephen Murphy driving inside the 45. The Tipperary native still going. He's outside the 20 metre line, back out to Kieran Lang. Really tight angle from Kieran Lang. Too tight. Kept in play, however. And a brilliant block, Jamie Carty. Superb block, went for goal. Kept it in play brilliantly, but as Graham Malloy got the block in, Jamie Carty gingerly picks himself off the ground. And St. James working well, but St. Martin's making it difficult for them to come out of their own half. Brendan Doyle, back to Graham Malloy. Graham Malloy on the 13 metre line. Swings it across to the right back. Good defence from the men of Ramsgrange, Greg Doyle working up the field, and space is open up for Robbie Byrne, the secondary school teacher in Good Counsel College, driving forward, still going inside the 45, swings it off his right boot. Adam Pearl, that's the man to give it to, I hear the lad say, trying to get by Dahi Hayes, cutting inside in his left boot, didn't kick that well, it's going to hang in the air, it's cornerback under Harry O'Connor. Harry O'Connor takes it, looking for support, down the line, quickly ball down the line, down into the man who started, Rory O'Connor, today instead of Jack O'Connor, who wasn't able to start because of a broken tummy picked up in the semi-final last week. Paddy Kelly was suspended and Tomas Hayes was injured, so St. Martin's had to rejig the troops. They've rejigged it well. There's still 2 points in it, 1-4 to 9 points. It's quite a while though, I'm afraid, since St. Martin scored.
Yeah, 10 minutes left, Liam.
And it's a while since the score.
And I see Graham Malloy has dropped back into the full back line in front of Kieran Ling. A good move by the St. James selectors.
Ball coming forward, but St. Martin's have found a bit of space, maybe perhaps at last. Running into a bit of traffic, over carry the ball. Yeah, the referee has been pretty consistent on that today, to be fair to him. Matthew O'Hanlon off the right boot, chasing after it and looking to keep it in is Shane Murphy. Shane Murphy does really well. Low ball on the ground towards Adam Pearl. Little nudge on Dahia's Adam Pearl. Oh, the pace of the ball just beat him. Pace of the ball just beat him, Jamie.
Yeah, I've only given a 45.
Didn't see the 45, but maybe I didn't see the 45, but Mark Malloy. And yeah, still very tight game though with 11 minutes left.
Oh yeah, it's all to play for still.
And the Matthew O'Hanlon going to take this one, placing it on the ground. That's a 45. He's about 4 metres in from the far sidelines. A decent crowd here today as well, Billy. Lovely sunny day in Innovate Wexford Park. And this opportunity, Matthew O'Hanlon, it's well within his range. Gives it a good thump with the right boot. Swinging across to the far side. It's well claimed by Harry O'Connor. Using the hand pass off to his number 12 down the right-hand side, Aaron Maddock. Aaron Maddock swinging across. He's a very good young lad, Aaron Maddock. And the ball worked over towards Willie Devricks. Willie Devricks finding a bit of space. He is normally full back. He's gone through midfield, looking at his options, still soloing, he still has possession of the football, gives it off to Dottie Waters. Dottie Waters inside the St. James 45, has to check and come back out the field, still has possession in his maroon jersey with number 8 on the back to Jamie Carty, to Stephen Murphy, coming forward again to Jamie Carty. Jamie Carty used the hand pass to Kieran Ling. Kieran Ling outside the 20-metre line. A lovely little juggle of the ball, but there's Graham Malloy. There's 3 men around him. And surely he was fouled. He gets the ball back to Jamie Carty. Jamie Carty has possession out near the 45. Swinging away, hand passing it off inside. And a lovely bit of movement. Joe Coleman giving it off to Harry O'Connor, the cornerback, back to Jamie Carty. Jamie Carty swinging across to the far side. Very patient build up from the St. Martin's men. It's with Jake Furman. Jake Furman back out the field. Harry O'Connor driving forward. The cornerback has to go back. And then it's passed out to Dahi Waters. Dahi Waters, but St. James defending very well. They're finding it hard to find a bit of space. Maybe Dahi Waters found space. He has it to Jamie Carty. Jamie Carty back out to Joe Coleman. Joe Coleman coming forward to Dahi Waters. Dahi to Willie Devricks. Willie Devricks inside the semicircle on the 20-metre line. Giving it off inside, and danger here, but good defending from Patrick O'Connor. Oh, chance. And a brilliant block inside by the St. James men who come forward. They defended that really well. Kevin O'Grady it is, leaving it off, and that one was intercepted, that pass from Aaron Maddock. He's battled hard for St. Martin's today, Aaron Maddock, to Kieran Ling, very close to the sideline on the 13-metre line, swinging across the field. A dangerous ball in around the area. There's a player down injured. Where is it? Oh, the goalkeeper has it. He did well, John Ryan. It spilled inside to him, and then he gives it off to Robbie Byrne. Robbie Byrne coming away from his 20-metre line. It's out with Brian Malloy. Brian Malloy working it back. Nearly all of the St. James players are back in their own half. They've defended very well. As a patient build-up, maybe from St. Martin's, needed a little of injection of pace. 1-4 to 9 points. 8 minutes, 7.5 minutes of normal time to be played in this Tom Dog Supply Senior Football Final, and there's a foul on the far side. Terrific defending on the far side that time from St. James.
Yeah, but a great block there. I think it was Robbie Barden who got the block in, but and he's suffering still, you know, but he really threw himself at the ball, you know, and on Johnny Farrell Barnes has a great chance of a goal. But geez, I have to say, the James really stood up to the Martin special so far. They've shown great resolve, great courage in the second half, and you know, they put themselves in a great position.
Edward O'Byrne is going to be called from the sideline to enter the fray for St. Martin's. And I'm sure Paddy Kelly and Jack O'Connor are big losses, aren't they?
Unbelievable. I said it all. I thought Paddy was an awful loss to him. There's so much goes through him, and he creates so many scoring chances. But Liam, there's still 7 minutes left. Still plenty of time, and I think there's another goal chance at least in the St. Martin side with the calibre of players they have. Now put Dahi Waters up in the full forward line with Kieran Ling. But I think there's been a bit. I don't know whether there's been a reluctance to shoot for points in the last few attacks by St. Martin's. I thought they had chances of points and went for goals, and I think they could pay for it.
Physiotherapy student Edward O'Byrne is in place of Rory O'Connor, and straight away he's tasted the action, wins a free as well. 1-4 to 9 points. And how long is it since Martin scored, Jerry? They haven't scored since the
in the second half, 23 minutes, but it went a long time in the first half too without scoring.
A few bad wides as well in that intervening period as they come forward. 6 minutes remaining in this county final, played on a Saturday, of course, which is highly unusual, but we've had them before. Joe Coleman with the pass of the ball. Jamie Carty swinging it out here, giving it back to Aaron Maddock. Aaron Maddock still has possession of the football. Maddock working it into Dahi Waters. Maybe we'll see a little bit more from Dahi now that he's moved in. Maddock is only 18 years of age and winning a free in. Tight one, Shamey, tight one.
Soft one. So that was a top free at any level, but this could only put a point between them, and it'll be a tight finish.
Yeah, it could be a tight finish with just a little over 5 minutes remaining. We'll go to Stella Sinna very shortly and get an update on the Camogie and see is that shock on as St. James get ready to bring on Dara Lyons. This young man is a terrific young man. He won an All-Ireland with good counsel this year as a superb footballer. Had a few injury problems, and there's been a lot of talk about player burnout, and he's one of the young fellas that needs to be mined. An under-16 football county title, and then won an All-Ireland with good counsel. And Kieran Ling on the 13-metre line, 8 metres infield towards the Wexford town side, making progress, coming out and kicking an absolute screamer of a superb score.
A great score. He had a poor miss earlier on, Liam, from about 25 yards out in front of goal, but that was an absolutely brilliant score from the right hand side, 10 yards in from the touchline.
1 point between them now. 10 points to St. James, 1-5 to St. Martin's. 1-5 to 9. There's just 1 point in it now. Let's go to Belfield and find out if that shock in Camogie is still on, Stella's in it.
Liam, yes, when you join with Ursula Jacob has just levelled the match for Oulart to put them Oulart 113, Rathnure 37. Just resulting from the puck out, Rathnure have a free from the middle of the field. We're into injury time here in Belfield.
And is there an opportunity of scoring at Stella? You stay online, Stella, and we'll come to you. St. James missed an opportunity at the other end, just a point between them here with 3.5 minutes to go. But is there an opportunity of scoring this one, Stella, for Rathnure?
There is. Jackie Quigley standing over a ball right in the centre of midfield, and she launches it into the Oulart defence, but Oulart come away with the ball.
And we're looking at a draw, are we?
We have a draw here, Liam, in Belfield. It's a draw. There was, for a long time, it looked like there was a shock on the cards, but in fairness to Oulart, they've come back into draw.
Okay, thanks, Stella. So a draw there. A draw. Thank you, Stella. We'll talk to you later on. Stella's in it there. So a draw in the Camogie, full time in the Camogie. And it's 1-5 to 9 points. And it's with Harry O'Connor. St. James holding on to that 1 point lead with 2.5 minutes remaining here in Innovate Wexford Park on this Saturday afternoon, as the men from St. James try to create history. It's their first time ever in a county senior football final. St. Martin's have won their very first one 2 years ago, and Kieran Ling has put them level. This game is far from done now, Billy. Sides are level.
Yeah, and Martin's purple patch at the right time, Liam. 2 half chances St. James had at the far end and didn't take any of them, and now the Martins have come up and scored 2 points in a row from Kieran Ling. So
young 17-year-old Dara Lyons is in for St. James. The ball around midfield. Matt Johannan takes it well. This game could go either way. Is it possible that we would have a replay? The ball to Dara Lyons. He's into action straight away. Gets himself out of trouble. And a little pull on the jersey. Joe Coleman, a little pull on his jersey in the left-hand side of midfield. The next score will be crucial if there is one, Shamey Fitzhenry.
Absolutely. For to get ahead, but so little time left.
Kevin O'Grady inside, and there's a man loose inside, but he's getting back to defend very well. And the referee, the ball dangerous side, and it's over the bar. It's over the bar. And it was Brian Malloy, number 22. Brian Malloy. Describe it, Billy.
It was a shot that nobody expected, but from the left-hand side, Liam, about 15 metres in from the touchline, he was about 30 metres out, and he skied the ball. Nobody was sure whether it was actually going to reach the crossbar, but it's creeped over the crossbar. But a brilliant score under pressure, Liam. And that's
Graham Malloy's brother.
Yeah, and that's when you know what a good player is, when he can score like that under pressure. And you know, level a county final, 2 minutes to go. There's actually 1 minute of normal time left now. There will be a few minutes of injury time.
What an exciting finish.
Two of the St. Martin players went to Kevin O'Grady. That left Malloy loose. Yeah.
And the kick out coming. So there's a point between the sides. St. James leading 10 points and 1-6. Low scoring game it might be, but it was always entertaining. And St. James have possession. I'm sure they don't want to give it away here. Brendan Doyle has it. He's been on the ball a lot today. Giving it back out to his centre back. Robbie Byrne has had some game today as well, the centre back. And a lovely ball from Graham Malloy swinging across the field. The few experienced heads that they have. And then they're finding a little bit of space. Tired legs, it appears. Lee Murphy, who's just after coming on to Kevin O'Grady. Kevin O'Grady trying to get inside his marker. Off his left boot, Kevin O'Grady. Serious point from Kevin O'Grady. Maybe you seal the match. The 5th point from Kevin O'Grady. 3 minutes of additional time. 2 crucial scores from the men from Ramsgrange.
Yeah, the opponent's definitely in a position to win it now, but you know, they've got to hold their heads. 3 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes, a long time still.
And it's St. Martin's coming forward. They won't give up. St. Martin's have been outstanding all year. And of course, those losses that we're talking about maybe came home to tell it over to us. Kieran Ling, dangerous man. He's 25 metres from the goal. Pops it off his boot into Dahi Waters. Dahi in now at full forward, trying to make space for himself. He has made a little bit of space, but they defend him very well, St. James. And then a high Gary Owen right into the area. Who's on it? Brendan Doyle gets a touch on it. And Graham Malloy is there. Came off a St. Martin's man to Graham Malloy. And then it's back out to St. James coming up the field outside their own 45. Still going. The men in the white and green jerseys. And if you've just joined us, there's a draw in the Camogie, and John Nolan is out on the field telling them to calm down, the St. James players, to calm down. It would be some achievement, Billy Dodd, if they win this.
It'd be unbelievable, Liam, but if they go ahead to win it, they fully deserve it today. At the moment, you know, 2 minutes of injury time left, and they're playing with real composure, Liam.
Yeah, and I just wonder, maybe the hurling it's been difficult for St. Martin to do the two, but then St. James are in the hurling as well. And Graham Malloy hand passing it out here, and it's with Shane Murphy. Shane Murphy knocking up the line and finding space. They're finding their men very well at the moment. Brian Malloy, lovely little pass inside, and taking it very nonchalantly was Liam Murphy, falling on the ground. It's back out with Dara Joyce, the young 17-year-old, a terrific prospect. Touched it on the ground, did he? It's gone out over the line. That'll be a line ball for St. Martin's. 1-6 to 11 points. There's 2 points in it, and there's a sub coming in for St. Martin's. It is again for St. James.
Shane Murphy is coming off.
Shane Murphy is coming off, and Mark Malloy, who is due to start, coming on. So there's 3 Malloys on the field now for the final whistle. 11 points to 1-6. We played almost 2 minutes of the additional time, and John Nolan is on the field telling Graham Malloy to go back. And then the boy driving forward on the far side, Dahi Waters. Dahi Waters going forward again. Dahi Waters still has possession inside the 45. They need a goal desperately. Stephen Murphy bouncing off a couple of players. And the chance to Joe Coleman. Danger in here for the St. James defence. And taking it on the run, and Edward O'Byrne. And I'm not sure. I think St. Martin's will be disappointed with that decision, Jamie.
Well, you know, so when it's going against you, sometimes it's just going against you, you know.
And the parish down in Ramsgrange, Duncannon, Ballyhay, Nail, Shellbagan. That's an area to be, I'd say, neighbours of Horswood down there, who won several county titles themselves. And it looks like St. James have done the remarkable thing of coming all the way from intermediate in the space of a year. Their first ever senior football final, and it looks like they've eventually got the better of a gallant St. Martin's team. And that's it, the Ardagh County Senior Football Champion, St. James from Ramsgrange. Jerry will be down to get some of the boys up here. But someday for the parish of Ramsgrange, really. And you know, it could have gone either way.
Yeah, best of luck to Jerry trying to get one of them up here. Liam, that's an unbelievable An unbelievable win for St James. They showed tremendous spirit. They showed character. They showed skill. And I had tipped. I'll be honest with you. I had tipped St Martin's, and I really think St James were the deserved winners today. They took their chances. They got off to a bad start, but they recovered and they played with composure. And I think well done to them. I'm delighted for them. It's a great win.
Margaret Doyle is rating on Billy Dodd there. Why, I don't know. I didn't think she was fond of referees, but she must be. But anyway, a terrific day for Parish, and you feel sorry for St Martin's. You know, they put in a lot of effort. The loss of the three boys, I'm sure Tomas Codd won't want to dwell on that, but losing the likes of Jack O'Connor and Paddy Kelly in particular was a big loss, because he creates so much for them, and I suppose you have to get on with it. And they had their chances, Billy, when they got the penalty. They kicked 3 bad wides to go ahead, so they will reflect on that, I'm sure. Yeah,
and I thought in the second half they had a few chances of taking points and they didn't. A bit of indecision, but look, take nothing away from Ramsgrange, Liam. The way they played today, they're worthy county champions. You wouldn't have said it when they played St Martin's in the championship. You wouldn't have said it. They scraped through by a point on scoring difference at the expense of Gussaran. But by God, have they taken their chance, and they've taken it so well, and I think it'll be fairly good celebration.
It's good for football.
Of course it is. It's a new team.
Yeah. And we have a man galloping up the steps, and he's as fit as a fiddle. Brian Malloy. Well done, Brian. Fantastic. When the sides were level, we were talking draws, and then you stepped up and kicked the point from. I suppose as the night goes on, it'll be about 100 metres, will it?
I'd say so, yeah. So it's just nice to get that score, Two lads went over the cog and he just had a vision there, just give me a pass, and sure, I kicked in, the wind took it over, thankfully.
And 3 Malloys on the field at the final whistle.
3 Malays, yeah. With 2 brothers and Graham. Graham had a great game throughout there, and all the boys were just super all the way through.
And the influence, we were speaking about John Nolan. Obviously, you don't want to take away from all the other people that have done all great work at club, winning the intermediate last year. Yeah. But he looks like a calm man on the sideline. He must have had a serious influence on you this year, to be fair to him.
Sure did, sure. Playing an awful lot better than we did last year. We went up, even people said we might struggle, but sure, we proved all the critics wrong there. We played absolutely over our skin all throughout.